And we've, of course, all seen the images, protesters taking to the streets in major cities calling for police reform and equality. But as our Clayton Sandell reports, these scenes are playing out across America and at times have pitted neighbors against neighbors.
In Denver, Colorado, the protests here, like other places, are often loud. Other times, quietly solemn. And still going strong, 3 weeks after George Floyd's death at the knee of that Minneapolis police officer. Across the country, tens of thousands have taken to the streets from LA to New York, Atlanta to Portland.
No justice!
Then there is Parachute, Colorado.
Black Lives Matter!
Population 1,120.
George Floyd!
200 miles west of Denver, about 20 protesters gathered here Friday night in front of the local police department, which only has 5 cops. The chief came out to offer cold water.
I can't breathe!
The protest lasted about an hour. Then organizer Joanne Gibson led a small march to hang signs above the interstate.
It's important to say that this is not just an issue in big cities just because there's more people. It's an issue here.
In small towns like Alpine, Texas, Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and Lodi, California, the name George Floyd is echoing through the consciousness of rural, mostly white America, putting uncomfortable conversations front and center, often for the first time.
Maybe like so many Americans, I feel like I just woke up.
Claire Graff lives in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. She has started organizing weekly protests.
Not living in a city especially, and living in my very white privileged world that I live in, it wasn't in my face and I didn't seek it out enough. But now with this momentum, I don't know how I couldn't be part of the voice in our community and everywhere.
That awakening is also happening in places like Gunnison, a 19th century mining turned college town in southwest Colorado. Elizabeth COBBINS is leading the charge there.
Being a black woman in a mostly white town, it was my purpose to lead this protest.
COBBINS expected only a handful of allies would show up.
To open up my eyes and see about 300 people shut down Main Street. I could not stop the tears. I was so moved.
But small town protests can also generate paranoia and backlash among locals. Take a drive into Colorado's wide open plains and you'll eventually find YUMA, home to about 3,500 people and a lot of horses. YUMA is Trump country, home to Republican Senator Cory Gardner. And when newspaper editor Tony Rail reported a protest was planned here, it set off wild rumors about outsiders flooding into town.
The highway businesses all closed early that day. Even the hospital closed early. They weren't on lockdown, but they closed early. And some people even posted they were going to get their shotguns ready.
Police Chief Jerry Thompson called in extra help in case of trouble.
I, along with the community, didn't know what to expect because, you know, you see all the stuff going on TV and stuff.
But the protest turned out to be more like a vigil. About 60 locals, including 24-year-old Savannah Nebb.
I explained to my friends that asked about it. I was like, it was completely peaceful, but that fear that you're feeling, that you felt for the last day, is how the black community feels daily.
Nebb says it can be tough to take up a cause in a place where everyone knows each other.
When you participate in a massive protest in a big city like LA, New York, or even Denver, it's easier to be anonymous, but not in a small town like YUMA.
I get met with a lot of criticism of what they're doing, and also why I'm fighting this fight.
Whether or not any minds are changed, there's already a change in the law. Colorado passing one of the first police reform packages in the country, banning chokeholds, limiting when police can shoot at a fleeing suspect. Officers must speak up to prevent excessive force, and they can be sued personally for civil rights violations.
I've always been taught, honestly, this town taught me to stand up for who you are, what you believe. And I want the community that I grew up in to understand these things. I feel like if nobody else is going to do it, I have to do it.
Clayton Sandell, ABC News, YUMA, Colorado.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.